Can you believe this, Mersh? There's these writer strikes and these actor strikes, and there's people that are strike busting. Can you believe it? Can you believe they're strike busting? Can you believe that they're strike busting?
This is, I gotta say, this is hilarious because, yeah, on the one hand, you have all the right wingers dunking on them because they're like, nobody watches you, nobody cares, and then you have the lefties that watch them that are like, you're strike busting. Like they made nobody happy with this announcement.
Jimmy Kimmel tweeted out, for the remainder of the strike, Stephen Colbert, Jimmy Fallon, Seth Meyers, John Oliver, and I are joining forces for a new podcast called Strike Force 5. Hear the first episode tomorrow, 8:30. All proceeds, thanks to Casa Amigos, and which is a booze company, which is tequila that's run by George Clooney and somebody else, and Mint Mobile. So they're running ads on this, just so you know. We'll go to support our out of work staffs. Listen now. So the money's the money's gonna go to the staff of their shows, not like other people, like the staff of their specific shows. Because instead of doing like, and by the way, what Conan did, and I'll say what you want about Conan, he got really gay there towards the end, but what Conan did during the strike, and I'll never forget this, was he didn't go beg for money, this and that. He paid his entire staff out of his own pocket. His pocket, not the company, out of his own pocket while they were off. He paid them himself. He goes, I'll pay you guys. It's fine. I'll pay you guys. And he bought a lot of love because he did that, you know?
Didn't buy the Tonight Show, though.
No.
One more time, Jimmy.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Jimmy Fallon.
I'm Stephen Colbert.
I'm Jimmy Kimmel. I thought when you said Jimmy, you meant me, Jimmy, but you meant Jimmy.
Oh my God! These people have no idea what to do in our world, and it's going to be so good to watch.
This is gonna hopefully yield some great stuff.
These people have no. Oh, you're in the wrong place now. You're in our world now, guys. Oh, this is gonna be good. This is gonna be good.
One more time, Jimmy.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Jimmy Fallon.
I'm Stephen Colbert.
I'm Jimmy Kimmel. I thought when you said Jimmy, you meant me, Jimmy, but you meant Jimmy.
I always mean you.
But when you say Seth Meyers, who do you mean?
Oh my God, they can't even not talk over each other.
It's the five of us together for maybe an hour a day.
Strike Force 5 is the name of our podcast. Subscribe to it now.
Spotify or wherever else you get your podcasts.
My God.
Holy shit.
They don't even want to be there, bro. You can tell that like they don't want to be there. That this was something somebody else concocted to make money. And they're like, I guess.
Wow. They're not going to survive in this world. You can't survive in this world. You don't know what to do here.
You know what it is? The powers that be were not happy that their late night message wasn't getting out.
That's a good point. Because now, because of the strike, they can't use them as their fucking propaganda machine like they did as much, you know? Because
oh God, that's right.
You're right. And by the way,
coming.
And I agree, they didn't get any ratings. I'm not arguing they got ratings. They didn't get any ratings, but it wasn't about the ratings. It was about the little clips that they could post on Twitter, you know, of the shows. That's what it is. That's exactly what it is.
And I'll tell you what, they're going to fucking form together like a Voltron robot, and they're still not going to beat my good friend Gutsy's numbers.
You know, man. Tell Gutsy to come on the show, Mersh.
Yeah, you know, Gutsy won't even retweet me. He doesn't even talk to me anymore.
He talked to you once.
He follows me on Twitter, though.
Yeah, I know. I'm still trying to work it out with Bongino about the Bongos Awards, so we'll see.
Yeah, I know. Bongino is Royce's Gutsy.
Yeah,
he follows him, but he doesn't interact with them in any means.
No. Are you kidding me? Why would he ever interact with me?
No. I know. We're both gross.
We're both terrible people. Hey, there's the first episode.
I'm never gonna get to smell Cat Timp's hair.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
I am, but it's gonna be what she said at a restaurant.
Just gonna go.
Let's get a good whiff.
Okay, their first episode, which I have it here. There's no video, by the way. But guys, so you're doing a podcast, right? Okay, and the most famous part about you is that people know who you are by your face. And you guys decided to do an audio-only podcast? Really?
Well, Seth Meyers is starting to look like Tony Hawk, so.
That's true.
What would happen if 5 of America's top 11 most beloved talk show hosts all talked on top of each other for an hour? We're about to find out on the first ever edition of Strike Force 5.
Wow, your mic sounds like shit too. Like they didn't even mix anything.
Let's meet the Strike Force, starting with the former host of The Late Show at Stephen Colbert from his headquarters in South Carolina, Stephen Colbert.
Hello, Jimmy. It's an honor to be here.
This is where we should all applaud each other. It is an honor to be with you here, Stephen. Next, from his home studio in Long Island, where he stays up late every night recording himself singing along with the Bee Gees karaoke, the former host of The Tonight Show, Jimmy Fallon. Hello, Jimmy Fallon.
Former host.
Well, they're saying former to all of them because they're on strike.
Thank you. So happy to be here. This is exciting. Good morning.
Mention to the listeners, for the purposes of this podcast, Jimmy will be known as Tammy from here on. And then Jimmy's upstairs TV neighbor, fans of this show.
Man, their jokes are really funny, huh?
Cute one.
I miss the good old days when late night hosts were funny and hated each other.
You know why they have Kimmel running at first? Because Kimmel's the only one that ever did regular radio out of the group.
Oh, God, that's right.
Kimmel's the only one who ever did regular radio.
Street Boys, Unemployment Zone, Seth Meyers. Seth?
It's just so exciting to be talking before 12:37 at night.
Say hello to the lady, Seth. Tell us, what color are your eyes? I looked at pictures of you for a lot of the night last night. I can't figure it out.
I've been told ocean blue, Jimmy.
And for those who will criticize us, who say we don't need a show hosted by a group of 4 middle-aged straight white
How did he get so bad and fucking Adam Carolla got so good?
I don't know. One of them sold their soul.
We bring you a 5th middle-aged straight white man, but this one is from England, which
None
is
of you are straight.
entirely different country.
Oh, he's from England, so there's going to be a delay on his Zoom.
He is the currently force majeure former host of Last Week Tonight, John Oliver. Hello, John.
Hello, Kimmel. At first, I'd say Seth's eyes are Gatorade blue, but, reasonable people can disagree. Also, I cannot believe you're the only one who gets to have a soundboard. I didn't know we were doing soundboards. That changes everything.
As we mentioned, we are the Strike
Dude,
Force.
this is edited. This is heavily edited.
Yep.
Listen to the lack of, it's one thing to, expect a little delay between them talking, but there's not even a natural delay in them talking, like a conversational
delay, yeah.
It cuts right to Jimmy had some intern cut out a lot of dead air and probably shitty jokes.
Okay, let's skip to the middle tour. Maybe they're probably gelling and riffing.
Is it Managua?
Yeah.
Managua. For the holidays. So he was like Harry Pottering, and my family was the Weasleys. And
oh, good. Guys, you want to hear about rich people talk about their rich families? Are you excited?
And so my mom
And
went on
compare
some
it to
dates
Harry
with-
Potter. Jesus.
Carlos
fucking
wearing Pit
Christ.
Vipers goes, isn't a podcast breaking the strike? It's great you bring that up. It is. And they're getting beat up for it. They're getting beat up because they're breaking the strike.
Anastasio Somoza. And then whatever the last year he went back after they graduated, he left his clothes at my grandparents' house.
Oh, boy.
And
Jimmy is trying to flex a muscle he hasn't used in a while, which is his radio muscle, and you see it because I can see what he's doing. You could tell Jimmy is the one that used to do radio because he's trying to, but the problem is it's evolved since last time he did it, and it's not like he was doing a wacky morning zoo. Oh boy, it's wild! It's wild.
so I have Anastasio Somoza's pants.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm looking at Stephen. I've never really gave a fuck about Stephen Colbert before, other than he just sucks.
Mm-hmm.
But the more you read about this guy, the more sinister it is.
Oh yeah,
like his early life and everything, and his relatives.
He's a Catholic.
Sinister.
My mom drinks her coffee out of Ferdinand Marcos's skull.
My mom gave.
Dude,
If,
you see this? Dude, nobody's laughing. Everyone's trying to get this shit in, and the editing. The editing is. It sounds like those Prep Burger interviews.
Every one of these people hates doing this.
Job once.
Well, yeah, they all hate it. But dude, listen very carefully when anybody but Jimmy talks, and then Jimmy talks. It sounds exactly like those. So we got Taylor Swift here. Taylor, tell me about the new album. And it's just
exactly. A Prep Burger interview.
Yeah, it's terrible.
5, but that's pretty. That's
75.
Was that a bad year for hand jobs?
Well, I thought maybe when he was up and he tried out for the Yankees.
Guys, we
Came up
can't
to
make
New York.
hand job jokes. That's not
You know
right.
why it's heavily edited too? It's heavily edited because of that. Because
it's bad.
Because they might accidentally, like Jimmy Kimmel might
Be
have
funny. They might accidentally
right, exactly. They
unlock an old fucking joke in their head when they were funny.
They might accidentally be funny and it'll be too edgy and they have to cut it. You homos can't survive in our world. You cannot survive in this world. I get it. You have all the viewers, you got all the money and the jets and all the fucking bullshit, but you cannot live with us.
Okay,
all right?
and Royce, are you there?
Well, I'm sorry, were you talking to me, Mersh, or the other Royce?
Royce the 5'9".
Because he's here. Royce the 5'9's also on the show for some reason.
That's right, guys. Royce coming in from Davenport.
Okay, Prince Royce lives in Davenport?
It's like, what are you doing? This is so gay.
That's not fair, Merce. We're trying not to be funny, and we're still funnier than them.
Really not.
We're not trying. You guys suck. You know what?
You guys should get those writers back.
Has to be a part of another talk show before you were doing this particular show, because I was interviewed and I think I was kind of offered the job to be the announcer on the Magic Hour.
I was offered the job to be the announcer on the Magic Hour.
I know another person.
Jim Sharp. Remember Jim Sharp?
Wait a minute. Jim Sharp was at Comedy Central.
Right, but he went and produced the Magic Hour.
So they're going to talk. Hold on, guys. Are you ready to talk about inside baseball at Comedy Central? Are you excited? You guys fucking suck.
Hey, how come all of your stories about Comedy Central never take place on a Saturday?
Oh, man, that's mean.
And offered me the job as the announcer on the Magic.
Dude, listen, I can I read this? I know this is like, I mean, it's on topic, but it's like,
well, they're talking about the Colgate. They're talking about the Colgate Comedy Hour. Mersh, you don't want to hear more about it?
Paul Buffano,
Roy Donk. You had the kink in the alto.
I have to read this.
Sorry, go ahead.
Stephen Colbert's early life. This is so just psychotic.
Okay.
Originally, his surname was pronounced Colbert in English. Stephen Colbert's father, James, wanted to pronounce the name Colbert, but maintained the Colbert pronunciation out of respect for his own father. He offered his children the option to pronounce the name whichever way they preferred.
What?
Stephen started using Colbert later in life when he transferred to Northwestern University, taking advantage of the opportunity to reinvent himself in a new place where no one knew him. This is such neurotic, crazy... He was born to be a fucking NWO propagandist. He just wants to be. Like, you know what I mean?
Oh, my God. Forrest Bomber goes, how is Colbert funny on Strangers with Candy then to this? Because he had writers. He had funny writers.
But listen to this. So the dad, their name is Colbert. Mm-hmm. The dad wanted to pronounce it Colbert, but didn't because he respected his dad, but then planted it in all his kids' head that they could choose how to pronounce their last name. Like what is going on? That's insane, right?
How weird.
Happen. That's another story that he made up. That's
yeah. I would argue they are pathological liars. The truth of the matter is he didn't.
Okay, but fine, pathological. But the most telling part is Steven started using a different pronunciation later, taking advantage of an opportunity to reinvent himself
by pronouncing his name slightly differently.
That's insane. That's insane and
Mersh,
not made up.
I'm reinventing myself. I'm Royce Lopes now.
But like, that's everybody already knows you.
Doesn't matter. Reinventing myself. Going to Northwestern.
Just change. You don't have to be Lopes. Just change the spelling to like Lisa Left Eye Lopez.
Oh, with an S.
And then just still pronounce it Lopez.
Yeah, I like that. It's pronounced with an S.
Lopes.
They're really funny, is the point.
I was interviewed by Lon Rosen, who is Magic's manager.
This does sound like the Colgate Comedy Hour talking. This all inside baseball shit nobody cares about.
It really is, dude.
They were there too. That was a big meeting. That everybody was there, but Jim was the guy who called me. Sorry, Fallon. Go ahead.
Jimmy, what?
Oh, Lon Rosen's real.
Yeah. Did you get offered that same job?
No. My friend did. He was going to be the sidekick, and then got really close, and they got replaced. I think. by Craig Shoemaker, maybe.
Craig
Yes.
Shoemaker.
Craig
yes.
Shoemaker got the gig.
Okay, cool. I know you guys all know these
Oh
people.
my God.
Holy fuck, this is fucking crazy.
So their first episode, it immediately became talking about the craft and inside baseball.
They cannot help themselves, Mersh. They cannot. These people cannot help themselves. They can't. They can't. Mersh, when there's no writers and there's a strike, it's not about them for 5 seconds. And they can't have that. They cannot have that.
What
The
is
funniest, of course, of all of us would be if John Oliver was the announcer on
In the Magic Hour. It's not too late.
I love the theme song, Magic. I used to watch that all the time. Is this Sheila E. was the musical director?
Yes, she was. I was so I go.
I
in-
remember
I go
back in like '96, it was me and Julia Sweeney, right? We were
Oh,
doing
there
the
you go.
Groundlings, and it was like, what are you doing? Nobody
Bro,
cares.
this is fucking terrible.
So smug and shitty.
You guys, they don't know how
This
to be
isn't
people.
relatable at all.
Exactly. They don't know how to be people. They don't know how to. It's like with late stage Stern when Stern stopped being like, everyday fucking scummy
Yeah.
Jew guy.
Yeah, I was with Beth. We were in the Hamptons, and we were doing, something for the North Shore Animal League.
Yeah, I remember one time tuning into Stern, and not because I listened to him, but because I think O and A were like on vacation or some shit. I'm like, let me see what's, for real.
That's the only time.
Let me see.
I was the same way.
I'm like, let me see what Stern's
Oh,
up to.
O&A's a replay. I guess Ant's hungover. I'll
Yeah.
tune into Stern.
So I would listen to him, and I remember tuning in, and it was an entire segment of him saying, "Yeah, I was up in the Hamptons, and I love the place that we stayed at because my personal chef knows exactly how to make my eggs. 'Cause I like my eggs really dry." And I was like, "What am I listening to? This Howard Stern?
Is that what happens?
Wh-
Yeah.
What the fuck's happening here?"
It's more relatable if, like, when people go like, I was on my whatever vacation house, and I had to fix the shelf. Like when it's like a story about fixing a shelf, that's more relatable. 'Cause you're just like,
Yeah.
"Oh, you did something. I can relate to this." But they're literally, my personal chef.
Dude, it was
Makes my
super
eggs
weird,
dry.
and I'm like, "Who are you talking to? Most of your listeners are truckers."
went to this meeting. I think I'm literally like I'm out for pilot season and I get nothing.
That's so
There's no
true,
one
though.
to-
Now all I can think of as a trucker is you're like, my personal chef makes my eggs dry like I like, and it's like, I ate a tuna sandwich and a Love's.
And the shower was busted.
The shower was busted, so I had to go to the Flying J. Yeah, I had a brisket sandwich in the parking lot of a Buc-ee's while I fueled up.
Yeah, so and I'm sure your private chef was great. So it was just like, and people complain about us bitching about people being poor.
Bro, it makes me laugh anytime. Like somebody gets mad, like that person that tweeted at you the other day, or anybody that acts like we act like elitists, and I'm like, we're the most relatable
Us?
fucking
Did somebody really
assholes
say
on the
we're
planet.
elitist?
Well, I mean, in general, whenever they're like, "Oh, you bitch about people not donating," or like they all like imply that it like we're just like we're these fucking network fucks on a podcast talking about Paul Buffano.
Dude, this is exactly it's this inside baseball bullshit that nobody fucking cares about. We can move on from this. We don't have to keep listening to this because at this point, I don't even know how to make this funny because they're so bad.
They are really bad, and they're bad with writers. So I hope they crank out a lot of episodes of this. I hope this becomes like Talking Sopranos.
That would.
And
be
I hope
so
the writers never come back.
Yeah, I 100% agree. I hope the writers never
I
come back.
hope they die.
Yeah, me too. Me too. You don't deserve happiness.
It just makes me like it makes me laugh at them. They're like, "What about the writers' strike?" I'm like, "These people need to get back to work. They need to feed their families." I'm like, I want them. These people want me dead. I want them all physically dead. I don't care.